So peace and healing, family. So we're going to be doing another video on our cayenne pepper series, and today we're going to be making our second batch. Sorry, that's new labor. Our second batch, which we'll be putting in this bottle, and today we're going to be using a lot of herbs. So before we begin, I'm going to be going over the herbs I'm going to be using, and this is one of my mini herbal books, and I have my helper with me today. And as I read them off, I'm going to be reading off the benefits that help it make it a better infusion that we're going to be using today. So first we're going to start with hops. Okay, so this is hops. This is what it looks like. Looks like that. Flowers. I'm going to be putting like an 1/8 cup. This is my first time actually making an herbal infusion. People typically do like calendula herbal infusions, but I kind of wanted something different. And since I was already doing a cayenne pepper oil infusion, these herbs I'm putting in actually are beneficial. So better yet, I'm going to mix it up. So what we have here is valerian root. So valerian root looks like this. I did recently get one when I visited my sister. It was like a big chunk, but it's pretty earthy. You guys can see it. Looks like that. The smell is very powerful. Some people may not like the smell of valerian, but I'm used to smelling herbs. So this is valerian root. That's in a 12-ounce jar. So valerian root, you can put that jar bugger on the other table. No. This one is over there, so we can stay in order. Okay, so valerian root. Reading this page, and it's pretty much used whenever there's nervous tension, overactivity, and inability to relax. So this can be used as a sedative naturally for the body. It helps to slow down the nervous system when your body just gets in that anxious state. It's good to decrease anxiety and panic attacks. What is used is the root is an anti-spasmodic, a mild analgesic, mildly bitter, and it can be used as a tranquilizer. Not like something you think you shoot an elephant or a horse with, but something that's safe for the body. It's non-addictive, so you have to worry about having to be dependent on it. It helps easing anxiety symptoms such as tension headache, palpitation, and tensed muscles. So taking valerian on its own or in combination with other herbs really help increase its benefits. One second, sorry. So that's valerian root. There is more breaking it down, but I'm just going to keep it simple so we can get through all the herbs. So that's valerian root. Next, we're going to be doing comfrey. So I get some of my herbs if I'm not able to grow them. I get them from Mountain Rose Herbs, so shout out to them. I like their herbs, and they're fairly inexpensive. It smells mild. It's herby, very green. Most herbs look green, but this is the flowers, stems in it. So comfrey, put that over there, bugger. Comfrey root is highly effective in stimulating the tissue repair. When it's applied regularly, it can actually help with damaged tissues, such as sprains, bruises, sports injuries, operation scars. It actually promotes regrowth and shortens recovery or repair time. So this is, these two are really good to mix together when you want to actually add to a muscle rub. A lot of people who actually have like home herbal kits, like as a first aid, comfrey and valerian is usually part of it, as well as feverfew, because that actually helps heal wounds. The leaf, which we have, and the root can be used. Is anti-inflammatory, it's an astringent, a demulcent, and a wound healer. So it helps with bruises, sprains, minor fractures. We actually can make it into a cream, a liniment, an ointment, and it helps decrease swelling. And it's very effective for muscle. So that's definitely going into our herbal blend on today. Next we have lavender. A lot of people think that lavender is just mainly for making it smell good, making potpourris. And this is lavender gustifolia, which I have actually gotten from the garden, and it's very potent. Very, very potent. Soft. These are the other flower buds, as you can see there. Looks like that. This is my only jar of lavender until springtime, so I'm using it carefully, but I can always buy if anything, but these are awesome. So lavender, not only for its beauty, it's actually good as a first aid because it actually helps relax also in musculature. Is antidepressants, antiseptic, is antispasmodic, so actually relieves any spasm that may get in your calf, your back. It's also a mild sedative. Decreases nervousness or activity, and it gives you the positive stretch, which is eustress, not stress. It does pair well with other herbs, and it also helps increase where you are having weak circulation. So this is really good. Also helps you calm down if you happen to be having a little bit of anxiety. Adding this to a muscle rub will actually help your muscles to be calm and not be in a tight state. So that is lavender. Next we have hops, which was the first one I picked up. So hops, I'm actually making my mother a menopause process of oils and treatments, but this is what hops look like. This is the flowers. This is what you mainly use for hops. The smell is nothing fancy, pretty basic, and they are green, like a nice light green. They are bitter, but is mainly used as a sedative. It's an estrogen, a sedative, and a bitter tonic. It helps with weakness, and it also helps when if you're needing to fall asleep. So that in combination with lavender and chamomile is actually pretty good. But these are mild sedatives, so if you're ever having any moments where you're overwhelmed, taking these is actually pretty good, rather than popping a pill into your mouth. Okay. So next we have licorice root. A lot of people sleep on licorice root. I have. It has that typical smell. That's what it looks like. This is the root. Very powerful. It's like a combination of light brown, dark brown in there. This is actually the root chopped up. So licorice root, it's anti-inflammatory, antiviral, a demulcent, expectorant, and a tonic. It helps with the adrenal gland. Was it on the phone? What happened? Sorry guys, we had to make sure that none of them was falling. So it actually helps to improve and reinforce the actions of many of the herbs that we're dealing with on today. The inflammatory, why am I missing on this word? Inflammatory properties of it helps to relieve the stiffness. It also helps with heat, pain, muscles, and joints. So adding the licorice roots infused with all of this really brings out these musculoskeletal issues that we may have by literally expelling the properties out of it into the oil. So when you turn it into a rub, you're really getting its benefits that can really tailor to what you're using it for. A lot of people have used this for chronic inflammation, easing associated discomfort in conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, polymyalgia, and rheumatica, which these are literally inflammatory things that mess up the joints in your hands. If you happen to have anything in your back, lower back from injuries, licorice roots, don't sleep on it. It's a wide range of things that it covers. So all praises to the Most High for giving us these herbs and medicine out of the earth. I use echinacea a lot. This is echinacea purpurea and angustifolia. I had to mix it because I had a purpurea plant, but then I also had purchased it and I mixed it and I wasn't knowing, so it's a small mixture of each other. The other one is mostly angustifolia. Echinacea plant, I'm hoping it comes back, but if it doesn't, I do got the seeds so I can actually replant it. So this is echinacea. Looks like this is the leaf, stems, and flowers. When the flowers dry out, they look brown, so you're not going to actually see pink leaves in here, but it looks like that. Looks like hyssop to me. There's a sweet aroma to it. Sweet aroma. So that's echinacea. Sorry, my mother's talking to me. It's a powerful stimulant to the body's resistance to infection and counter toxicity. It also is a preventative for viral infection, and the herb helps to heal skin disorders such as eczema, acne, and also skin issues that's happening if you're in pain. It's antibacterial, antiviral, it's a blood cleanser, immune enhancing, and it's a wound healer, which is really great for this. It does work in combination with other herbs. You can use it as a tincture, and you can mix it also with elderberry and elderflower, which is pretty cool, which I actually have those. All praises. but I actually love using echinacea definitely as a tea. It's also good to help bring up mucus and boost your immune system when you're not feeling too well. So catnip, I'm actually going to read offline because it wasn't in my book. So catnip, it's not just for cats, but this is actually what makes cats go crazy. It looks like parsley. Like that. Mild smell, sweet but mild. You can't eat it. This is a sedative in a jar. Literally, I have a bigger jar, but since I have this in the small one, I want to use this first. It said can be used orally and or topically. This is from Google. To reduce swelling from arthritis, soft tissue injuries, or hemorrhoids. It is a muscle relaxer. And it also helps soothe aching muscles. Sedatives, long used to fight insomnia and prevent nightmares. Catnip is a joint. I have never used catnip. I have used catnip for my cats, but I have never used catnip as an herb for myself. So I'm actually really excited to actually see how this actually is. And if I'm ever having insomnia, I actually would make a tea out of this. But I definitely got to be careful because I am breastfeeding my daughter. So I got to be mindful about what I take in as well. But it is safe to take. Next we have chamomile. I use this a lot. As you can see, this jar just can't stay full. I have not grown this myself, but I'm hoping soon to, because we have a limited space for our garden, but I would want to grow this. I do want to grow this, or be able to forage it at least. But everybody knows what chamomile looks like. This is what chamomile looks like. There's different ranges of chamomile. This is German chamomile. It looks about kind of powdery, but it's because I kind of was messing with it too much. But it's mainly the flower heads, and it's yellow. It's a smooth, light scent, which I really like. This is pretty much in combination. In combination with lavender. It helps calm and relax the body. It helps with indigestion and acidity, travel sickness, cramp, inflamed skin, and poor sleep. It's an anti-allergenic, anti-inflammatory, a relaxant. It relieves spasms, soothes digestion, and is a wound healer. So this pretty much works hand in hand. It actually gives the benefits of relaxing the body. Is also good for children. The children actually can intake this as well. And pretty much sometimes your body may get tight muscles because of what's happening inside your body. So actually even ingesting this as a tea or as an infusion or decoction also will help calm your muscles as well. So if you're not wanting to take all of these herbs, just by you putting these herbs together or taking them by themselves, you can actually benefit individually, and you also can benefit from it all together. So we have that. Next we have cinnamon. So what I have here is Ceylon cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is better for ingestion than cassia cinnamon, which you typically will find in stores. Some stores like Walmart and even health food stores will have both of them, but it will say Ceylon cinnamon. I did get this from Mountain Rose Herbs. I got the powder and the stick, so if my powder gets low, I can actually grind these up and actually make the powder myself. But I learned that this is not as hot or spicy as the cassia cinnamon. I was trying to look for the other cinnamon because we do have it. We typically use that to ward off pests in the garden. But being that the main portion for the spice is for the heat complex, it does have is an antimicrobial, aromatic, and astringent, and a mild stimulant, and also relieves gas. But mainly for the portion of to get that heat, both of them provide all of this. But this is not as warming as the cassia. It's warming, but it's very light. It's more smooth, but it's mainly for internally. The only time you will actually want to ingest a large amount of cinnamon is if you need to sweat. So I am going to put one stick of this, and if I can find my other cassia cinnamon stick, I'm probably going to put one of those in there. Being that we're using it on the outside of our body, I would prefer to use the cassia for this muscle rub over the Ceylon. But definitely do your research for it and find out what works best for you. I'm going to put both of them, and if I don't see a difference, I may make more muscle rubs in the future, putting one with Ceylon, one with cassia, to see if I notice a difference. If I find that it's more warming to use the cassia, I will use the cassia. But it does help with colds and flu. It does help your body to warm up. It decreases inflammation, and it also helps to get the cold, flu, chest infections out. So it's really good. It also helps to strengthen the blood, which your muscles need. And last but not least, my favorite one, Arnica. Now there's many types of Arnica. Arnica montana is what has the medicinal properties as well. So Arnica montana is definitely something that you will need. So Arnica, valerian root, comfrey would be my main go-to. And if I was to add anything extra, I would add the catnip and probably either the lavender or the chamomile to the rub, just for keeping it simple. So last but not least, I need you to be quiet, please. We have Arnica, which is Arnica montana. So we're back. So this is Arnica. These are my little bookmarkers I had to make. Use a few herbs today. Widely used in both herbal and homeopathic medicine, Arnica's vivid yellow flowers make an excellent remedy for aches and pains of all kinds. The parts used, the flower, it's an analgesic. If I'm saying this wrong, you guys, please help me out. Relieves pain. It's anti-inflammatory and it's a wound healer. Is quick and effective in easing bruises, sprains, sports injuries. Arnica's pain-relieving properties also make it valuable in healing wounds following an operation or dental treatment. Those are really good as well. Oh, there it is. Thank you. As well as turmeric. You put it down, Ma. As well as turmeric. When I had got my wisdom tooth pulled out, dumb pills were just not helping me. I was like, oh my God, I'm in pain. And I literally took a turmeric tea bag, steeped it, let it cool down, and put it on in the back of my mouth. And within the hour, that throbbing pain was pretty much gone. I was just sucking on the tea bag. Not sucking on it, but letting it rest on my gums. It was awesome. So this is actually my first time using Arnica. Only got a little bit of it, but all praises. I'm not going to use much of it. And these are going to be the herbs that I'm going to be using. So this is the book I got from Amazon. Shout out to Sister Rafa and Sister Kenanaya for actually telling me about this book. When you actually look at it on Amazon, it doesn't look like this. I think it has like a green border, but when you buy it, it's going to look just like this. So the picture on Amazon looks completely different. I wasn't going to buy it solely because it didn't look like the book that she had. And I was like, it's not the same, not the same. She's like, no, sis, when you buy it, it's going to look like this. It's just the picture on there. So my mother actually found it. So these are the cinnamon sticks that they actually look a lot different. But this book is visual reference guides for herbal remedies, easy to use, authoritative, reliable, information integrated, and it's by Andrew Chevalier. So it looks like that. I'm probably gonna do another video where you actually can see all the books I've collected thus far. So this is the cassia and the ceylon. As you can see, they look completely different. I might as well open this one anyway. Before we begin, dang it, I need to pop this open. Just took it out of the cabinet, so it's not open, and I'm really struggling right now. So we got it open. So I'm gonna actually show you guys the difference between the ceylon cinnamon, and this is ceylon, this is cassia. They look completely different. One is darker in color, one is lighter in color. This one smells a lot more powerful and warming. This one is actually a lot more lighter in smell. And they've been preserved very well. I keep them in a dark drawer, and they're also in a glass jar. But you can actually see, taste, and smell the difference. So I'm actually liking to use this one more. These, but I actually make my applesauce. I actually use these because we're actually ingesting it. So this is called cinnamon stick, canela, and rama. I'm putting the wrong top on there. What type of morning we're having? So these most likely the cassia ones. Sometimes it will say in Spanish it will say cassia, or sometimes you will have one that say ceylon. Ceylon typically you will have to buy outside of the United States or within the United States from a special company. But generally just ask and sit there and see. Sometimes they call it even true cinnamon for ceylon. But other than that, that's going to close the first portion of the video. Just going over the herbs. And the second portion of the video, when we come back, is actually to sit there and show you how we're going to incorporate all of these together. Now that you guys got the information of the benefits of these herbs. The previous video I posted already had shown the base. So we can use the same cayenne pepper, red pepper flake base for the herbs. I'm going to add more avocado oil because the liquid that I have left is probably not going to be enough to fill up this jar. So I'm going to add that liquid plus the herbs plus more avocado oil, and we're going to let that steep for 4 to 6 weeks. So now that I'm using herbs, the steeping is a lot more longer than it would be for the essential oils. So that's pretty much 2 weeks to a month, and it will pretty much marinate. The more it marries, the more it's going to be more stronger. When it comes to herbs, steeping process is a lot more longer unless you quickly do it with heat. Whether you actually cook this in the oven and let it steep, or use it in a slow cooker and let it steep for a couple of hours, and that way it will expel it, or do a double boiler and let it do that for about 30 minutes to an hour or so. Or you could do a cold infusion where you pretty much just put the oils together and just put it in a dark place and just leave it there for 2 to 4 months. So if you kind of want to make this your quick muscle rub, you would want to stick it in the heat portion, slow cooker, double boiler, oven, and do it that way. Or do a sun infusion if you are living in sunny weather. Or if you have time and you already have one already made, and you know you're getting low and you want to make more, you will throw this into a dark, cool place and do it that way and let it just marinate slowly on its own. So we're back. You can tell my little helper, he's helping me do this today, and we're doing about a baby sleepover this. So got another measuring cup. We're doing 1 cup, so I used the rest of the one we used for the last video, and pretty much almost 3/4 of this, and we're pouring 1 cup of this in here. So for those who have the mason jars with it hits the 8 ounces, obviously 1 cup. Let that drip a little bit. A little over 200 milliliters. Slovakia, y'all. So I'm definitely gonna try to get all that out in a minute, but for now I'm just gonna focus on that. So I'm gonna add the rest of it, avocado, and I am gonna add some black castor oil to it. So I'm probably gonna top it off with probably a 1/2 cup of black castor oil and top it off, because black castor oil has benefits as well. So we're gonna start with the arnica. So the main ones that we're gonna start with is the arnica, the valerian root, and the comfrey, because those are the ones we really want to get sopped up. So he's gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing the first one, and we're gonna take about an 1/8 cup. Anything that's on there is extra, I don't mind it going in there. And we're just gonna drop it in there. I don't mind. Hold on. I don't mind. Not that one, bugger. We're going to do the comfrey and the valerian root. All right, take your time. Scoop to fill it up.
So they can see my.
Oh, they can see it. Scoop.
I got it, mommy.
Okay.
I'm got on it. That's good.
All right, put your top back on. It's always good in between herbs to wipe out your herbs from the previous one that you used, solely because you don't want to mix out. So just quickly wipe them out. And so your
utensil is clean.
It's clean, kind, or praises. Got it? Good.
Yeah.
So that was comfrey.
This thing is hot.
Okay, take your time. It's okay. Just gonna move it around. Scoop it up. There you go. Make sure it's full. Scoop it one more time. Good. It's alright. We made a little mess, but it's okay. So we got a little mess cleaned up. Okay, so we just added the arnica flowers. I'm letting him do catnip. I'm going to do the echinacea. 1/8 of a cup. Oh, let me wipe it up, brother.
I'm just getting. Sorry, I was trying to move because it's kind of
scoop it.
Straight.
Okay, let's scoop it in.
I don't want it to make another mess.
Pour it in there.
Make sure.
So that was catnip. I'm going to do chamomile.
camera looks yellow.
Chamomile. All right, you're going to do lavender, Bubba. Just take your time.
Come on, open.
I'll open it. Oh, you can't open it. All right, scoop.
Thank you. Where's the scoop? Here.
Okay, I'll do the licorice root.
It goes lower.
Take your time.
What is a handful?
Okay, pour it in there. Perfect. Put the top back on.
Let's put it back in.
And
That's vanilla leaf. I hop.
I have it's hops.
Hops.
Okay, so I'm going to
I
do
do hops.
the licorice root.
How you open the tops?
And like that.
That looks yellow too.
And the hops, we actually put this in an old pickle jar. So you're going to actually take out each flower and put it in there. I mean, you can, oh, in here, brother. There you go.
Each
Because
flower?
they're so big. We're probably going to do two eighths of that because the flowers are so big.
No, they're not.
There are some people who want to use the metric scale or scale for measurement. So, because this being 1 ounce versus lavender being 1 ounce, one more, will be the volume will be completely different. So when you're doing measurements, you can either do it the folk way where you just eye it, which won't be the same. So you're given a rough estimate, or if you want to be exact with your measurements, you can actually use a scale and actually have zero everything out. So that way, if you actually put an 1/8 cup or 200 or an ounce of each herb, you will literally have exactly of how much each, because the volume for each herb will be completely different based off of its size.
Sorry.
All right, perfect. So this is what it looks like. Get mess this, close that out. This is what it looks like of an 1/8 cup of all the herbs that we just had said. So being that we're still about maybe a quarter of the way, we're probably going to do this again and do a cup again of all the herbs, and then we're just going to fill everything up with the rest of the oil. So as you see, I just double up on everything again, so I did it again. A lot of people ask why didn't I just do like maybe a quarter cup of just straight the herbs. We have to be mindful of the fact that we were using a lot of herbs, so you don't want to sit there and try to use a quarter cup of everything because it would probably fill up this whole jar. So I pretty much put 2/8 of every herb and then 4 of this the hops, because the volume of the hops versus the other herbs are completely different. So each herb that I had named got two of these. So 1, 2, and hops got 4. As you see, we had doubled it up. So this is what it looks like now. Still mixed into the oil that we previously used, and I'm about to add more of the avocado oil. So as you know, we already put 1 cup in here. So I'm going to do another cup. Bugger, when you're ready, you can pour it in there because it has a spout. And we're legit. All right, pour that into the jar, please.
Do when I'm ready.
Right here.
Okay.
Pour it in. Just take your time. Good. Good.
I don't want it to spill.
Keep going. There we go. And it's also getting the remaining of the oil we just put in it before. So all praises. Okay. So that's 1 cup. Okay. We'll let that sit.
2 cups?
So I'm just going to quickly just get all the air bubbles out. Make sure all the herbs are saturated. So since we got that, we are going to put the leak-proof lid on this one. More oil in this, but I just want to make sure there's oil, and we're going to be mixing it. So got the capsium in there for the heat, and we do got our cinnamon sticks. We're just going to add them after the second batch. So we're going to do another cup. So it's going to be a total of 2 cups of the avocado oil. 2 cups of the avocado oil, and then 1 cup of the avocado oil cayenne pepper mix. And probably gonna do just like a quarter cup of the black castor. Okay, so put it in, pouring that again. Okay, keep going, put it on there. All right, so that you see we're at the top. All right.
That thing's full to the top.
So we're definitely mixing it together. And make sure that the cayenne pepper mix is really mixed up in between all of that. And so since we got a little bit left, I'm going to just start off with a quarter cup. So I'll do this one. This is our black castor oil. And we're just going to pour that in there.
Can I pour it in here?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
So that's a quarter cup, and that should top it off. This is really thick.
That's my first.
But before we do that,
Wait.
We're going to stick our cinnamon sticks in there. So we decided to use the cassia, not the Ceylon. So we're going to stick our cinnamon sticks in there. And now pour.
Sorry.
And the quarter cup was perfect.
I could taste.
Alright, so we don't need to make
It's
that
falling,
too
Mommy.
high. So there you guys have it. This is the herbed muscle rub with the muscle relaxer, the sedative herbs that we had named. So this is a mix of it. No smell to it as of yet, but probably will have a smell. Put that to the side right now.
That's a leak proof?
No, I'm just using this to mix it up. So this is what we pretty much do. Let it settle from the bottom, shake it, and then here we have it. So shalom, and so we have completed the muscle joint rub with the herbs. So this is the one that we made from the last video. It's like this. So this was the base for ours today minus the essential oils. Since our tape is not sticking, but this is what pretty much what we put on it. Is the muscle joint rub with herbs, and I put the infusion in today's date, which is the 16th of December. So we're gonna have to, I'm about to rewrite it. This is what it is. So I'm gonna steep it cool wise and for the next 2 months roughly. I'm probably going to make another one of this to give you guys a more updated version, and I'm just going to end up doing the slow cooker or the double boiler infusions. I said all of this and I wasn't even in the camera, but yes.